Okay, so welcome to Happy Hour with Ruth
and Roxy.
Yes.
Welcome here.
Yes, and Roxy just told me she's exhausted, so she's not going to talk.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. Good luck with that, as we always say. But we could start. I see you are drinking beer.
Yes, I'm back to the Heineken keg because our friends Todd and Kathy are coming tomorrow, and there's enough in the Heineken keg that we wouldn't get it all done tomorrow, and it only lasts a few days. So we typically, if people are coming, we'll have a couple of beers the night before because you don't want to waste the magic.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I am drinking Rosé, partly because it matches my outfit.
You look very Canadian.
And I didn't want, very Canadian, yes. And I didn't want red wine today, but also because I got my Crown Thieves box.
Oh, nice.
And this one's called, isn't that just
Flipping the Bird? It's awesome.
Their labels are just stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's called Flipping the Bird. And their labels are beautiful, but also really clever, the names that they give their wines. So.
No, and that has something to do with Parrot Rescue. I think that with the money they make from that wine bottle or something, like from that wine, if it's a Parrot Rescue or something.
Really my parents founded Parrot Island, a non-profit sanctuary for abandoned and abused exotic birds in Peachland, BC.
Yeah, that's really cool. We'll put a link to that for those who
I like
to learn more.
Yeah, I like Crown Thieves. I've got a bubbles, I think, that I'm going to bring, but also I got my Stoneboat bubbles.
Oh, good.
And I got two of the really nice bubbles. I'm not going to buy like pink Beverly nice bubbles for us for New Year's. But
Beverly for anyone is I can never say it. Yes.
Vive Cliquot.
Yes, we're just not good at those fancy French words, man.
Can't do it.
So you guys can't see it, but I'm sitting at our like little kitchen breakfast thing, and Chalupa's on the other side of me where all the pillows are, and it's like it would be a little on a boat where you would sit, in Jaws where they sat around the table kind of, and there's like a million pillows there, and he's taking every pillow and tossing it everywhere. Like, you know what? I'm going to take a picture and we can put it in, but it's like the funniest thing because man. Our lovely person who cleans our house over here, Jen, she makes it look so nice. And here, I'm going to get you in there so people see the time. But she does the pillows so beautifully, and as soon as she leaves, Chalupa tosses them all on the floor.
Same thing happens here. I have a couple of nice pillows, or they were nice pillows, decorative decor pillows for your couch and all that, and Luna decided that she likes them as toys, so she plays with them, and they're textured. They've got the nice, nubbly stuff on them, so that's just super fun to chew on and everything. So they're looking a little ratty now. But then when we got Neo, they decided to use one of them, only one I let them do this with, as a tug toy, and they haven't destroyed it yet. I mean, it's ugly. It looks terrible, but
that's surprising that they haven't.
Yeah, it occurred to me that dog toys are expensive. This was a cheap pillow. What the heck? Just let them wreck it.
Yep. But that's and you know what? If it's their favorite thing.
And these dogs are smart enough to know the difference between that pillow and other pillows. So I mean, it's not a perfect system by any means, and probably in our new house I'll get some.
It will be different
pillows that don't have dog slobber all over them.
There, I'm just getting Chalupa all settled in now. It's very funny.
They do. There's something about knocking pillows off. They just love it.
Yeah, and you always think it's cats that want to knock stuff off, right? Like it's very funny.
Cats are just assholes. There's a glass on the table. Bark.
Yeah, that's exactly. But that kind of leads in, and maybe not in a very easy segue, but it felt like the world has been an asshole lately. And I'm also thinking back because our last podcast, my sister messaged me and she's like, "Are you guys okay?" Right when we put it up, and she's like, "You both sound depressed and you both look like you have the flu." So Beverly, I put color on today. I mean, not just for you, but because I really felt like needed isn't quite the right word, but I felt like it would be helpful. You know what I mean? To bring some energy, because it's been like, it's really funny because I was thinking about the podcast earlier today and what we're going to talk about and all the things. And I was thinking about, because in my life I've had a few people that it's like have said to me, life's been really easy for you, hasn't it? You know what I mean? But I can see how they see that, because I don't put my hard stuff out there. I talk one-on-one with people, right? Like I'm never going to put that on Facebook, like, I'm sitting in bed drinking cold tea, crying stuff because
Yeah.
A, that's not who I am, but the other part is an outpouring of sympathy is nice when you really need it, but at that point it would just make me feel uncomfortable. Like it wouldn't make anything better. But it's really funny. I was thinking about it's been like, there's just a whole bunch of stuff plus what's going on in the world, and sometimes it's a struggle just to get through the day. And I'm not talking about deep big depression, that's a whole other thing. It's like everybody has their downtimes, and everybody has their times when it feels like you just can't catch a steak and break, right?
Yeah. Well, and I will say the weather, and it is that time of year, okay? Like we are headed into the absolute end. The whole idea of Advent and solstice and all that is really beautiful, but it is a natural time of coming in and of sort of evaluating, looking back, pulling yourself in to stay warm, hibernating, and getting ready, going fallow, right? Going fallow so that you can get your energy back, so that when spring comes and everything comes back to light and life, you're ready for it. So there. Well, and then I mean, in the last week, we've had an atmospheric river come through British Columbia again that caused not as much damage as was it 2021? I think it was 2021. The 21 hit was devastating. And this one, a lot of the repair work that they did as a result of that, I think has shown its value now, because like even our clinic didn't flood the first time either, but they built it so well and they built it up. All the roads around it flooded. We still had to close because we couldn't get there. But and around here, like none of our dikes failed. Some of the bridges got close to failing. But all that to say, that creates a level of anxiety. We've had power. Oh my God, the power outages out here. I think it's gone out, or at least flickered, 7 days out of the last 10, and a couple of the outages have been long.
Right.
So I was telling you about how I had 2 days in a row where I woke up with this really heavy feeling of dread, foreboding. I called it just like. And I called my sister once, like, hey, are you okay? Because you were in my dream, and I can't say anything about it. It's concrete, just that I'm just worried. I'm just worried. And it's mostly gone now. But when that, like, who knows why that happens, right?
But that's
the
just
weather plays a big role. I think the season plays a big role.
But you also don't know if your spidey senses, right? Like if there's just not some. I'm always getting these wrong, but some unconscious understanding, right? That you've picked up on some vibe or something, right? Like, and I think that's part of it, and it is, and it's a hard time. And I mean, Christmas isn't as hard as it used to be for me, but this isn't my favorite season, right? Everybody tries really hard. It's we don't Christmas, because we're not religious. It doesn't have that schedule attached to it, and people have things to do, like Christmas Day, and this isn't so bad because I'll get to nap and watch movies, but like it'll probably just be me and Paul, and we'll see our family on the 27th, right? Which is all good, but it's also this weird dynamic when you come from, because my parents were always the Christmas people. They had people over Christmas Eve, if there was never anybody around, and even at Creekside, you and I would always be together at Christmas because typically your kids would have lots to do and you guys would, because you're so accommodating for them, right? And we bring the turkey orphans in. And now we're in different places and it's all good, but it's also like a little discombobulating, right?
Yes, I think that's it. It's unsettled. I was going to tell you, this is just a little aside, but you know what I've done since you left, November 4th, you left. I downloaded Solitaire on my laptop, and I have played like 1 million games. Ruth left, and now all I have is Solitaire.
Oh, you're so funny.
But it's different, right? Because that was always so easy. Hey, we got and you can do a last minute thing. Oh, we're going to see our kids tomorrow. You guys want to come over? I have cheese. What do you have? Usually
that's
you'd be like, I have a whole menu worth of seafood and this and pate and fresh this and I'd be like, I got a chunk of cheddar. I can cut the mold off it. I think that's good.
I just had something to say, and you made it go out. You made it go away,
I
Roxanne.
do
Oh my
that. I
God.
do that.
But
But that idea of being discombobulated and not
yeah,
things aren't the way they have been, and now we kind of, because we'll probably be just the two of us on Christmas Day too,
yeah,
so we're seeing our kids on and everybody else on Boxing Day. So yeah, it's different. It's weird. Did you get
it
it
is
back?
different.
Did
And
you find it? Did you find the piece, the
oh,
little brain piece that disappeared?
yes. But I was going to say, when you said we're just like, hey, what do you got? I remember one New Year's Eve, we naively thought we could just order Chinese food at 6
Oh,
at night.
yes,
And
yes.
like nobody was answering, and we were going to go pick it up. It's not like we were even trying to get delivery.
Mhm.
Nobody is answering, and it was like, hello, yeah, we could get it ready for midnight. And it was like, we go to bed in 2 hours.
Midnight?
And then
No.
you and I were like, what do you got? And we just dug in our freezers and
Yes.
figured it out, right? But yeah. But it is sort of I think the world feels a bit upside down right now, and there's a whole lot going on, and I mean it was a chilly this morning, I have to say, but it's
yeah.
it hasn't been that cold. Like I still have a couple of my Bernie pommy things that we bought, like the one behind you,
Yeah.
are outside, and they're perfectly fine.
Oh, okay.
Right, and so I'm trying to make room in the studio, which I really did think I was going to be broadcasting from tonight, but it's not there yet, and I'm going to pull them in. But it's like it's been even for here, which has it's warmer here during the winter than it is in the Fraser Valley. But even for here, people are like, wow, look at this, right?
Yeah. Well, we've got prediction of sleet for later today.
Oh, geez.
Tonight. I know. It's cold out there, but it's bright, right? Like, so it has a bit of that prairie feel, which I always love because
and bright is good, right? Bright is nice.
Mm-hmm. Bright is nice. Yeah.
Like I have to say, it's been not always rainy. It's been a lot rainy here, but it's like been gray. So anytime there's sunshine, it's like we run outside to do work, like in the garden or do something because it's like sunshine.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Well, I was telling somebody about our new to us house that we're going to in May. May. And what I'm looking forward to, or what's good about it, and all those things. And the first thing I said was the light.
Yeah.
Because that house has just, and this house, I love this house for so many reasons, but it is tucked against a mountain. We have trees in the back, and it's not a bright house.
But the other thing, so all the things you just said, tucked against the mountain, trees in the back, are all magical things. But it goes back to, if you have something, you got to give something else up, right?
That's exactly right. Right. Exactly right.
And also, your new house has a wall of glass doors. I mean, my God.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that last night when we were walking the dogs, and we did not go through the park where all the trees are, because the trees are like going like this in the wind, and I'm hearing noises, and I mean, talk about your sense of foreboding. I'm like, we're gonna die. We're walking through here, and it's so beautiful, and they put lights up in there, like it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I saw it. It looks beautiful.
But I know. So now I'm moving to a house that's tucked against a mountain with trees in the back. The whole back is glass, and there's one tree up there that's really tall. I'm like, you're tall enough. You can come right through my bedroom window. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All glass at the back of our house, and some rock was going to come through. This is why I don't sleep at night.
Yeah. The stories we tell ourselves, right?
The stories we tell ourselves. Yeah.
No, that's exactly. And it's funny. So Paul and I walked there, and during the week, there's a forest, right, that we go to, and they have a big sign there that says, if it's windy, don't go in here, basically, right? Because it's like, it's an old growth forest, right?
Right.
And there are creepy things. But anyway, we're walking, and we always see this fellow in there because we go reasonably early, just when it's getting a bit light out, right? And this goes to the stories you tell. So every time I see him, and he doesn't have a dog, but he's walking in there, which is, a nice nature thing to do. But I'm like, today I said to Paul, because we thought it was him and it wasn't. But I was like, I think he's a serial killer, and he comes in here to visit the bodies.
Oh, that's dark. That's dark.
Paul's like, do they do that? And it's like, of course they do that.
Don't
you watch Criminal Minds? I mean, my God.
Yes, I know. Like, why are you behind on your? Have you not noticed why we go to the parks? Never mind.
Exactly. No, see, we're going very dark.
Yeah, very dark. Did you realize that this one? I'm just getting our show notes ready here. This is episode 60.
Wow.
We're recording today, and it will be.
So we're going into our third year, right?
Boxing Day. Yes, we are.
Yep. Because we started around, I think we did one of our first ones around New Year's.
Did we?
I think we did. We'll have to go back and look.
Okay.
Yep, but we'll have to do that. So speaking of which, by the time this airs, which is next Friday, Christmas will be over.
Yep. Sure will. Sure will.
You're funny. So not Christmas will be over. Christmas at my sister's will be over. The sort of housewarming we're having for our island family-ish people will be over. And it's like, and I think, will you be here by then?
On Boxing Day? No, we'll be in Richmond with our family because that's when our Christmas happens.
But but let me just see, because you come here.
Yeah, we're coming on the 30th, I think.
Oh, okay. The 30th is a Tuesday, so never mind.
Yeah.
But yes, I was like, oh my God. But isn't that interesting to think by the time this comes out that all the stuff, oh my God, I have a hair sticking out and you didn't even tell me, and I'm going to the wrong side. Like, look at,
what are you talking about?
You see it?
No.
Oh wait, it's the other side. Every time I touch my hair, it's like, right.
Well, there, it's because of your glasses, that's all. It's just wound up because of your glasses.
I'm going to put it all behind my ears. Okay, so I have a confession to make now that, we're talking about my crazy hair. So I got a magnifying mirror, which is probably not a good thing at my age.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a little pause.
Oh, there's Leo. Okay.
Yeah.
A pause for the pause.
A pause for the pause. He spent the last, well, he and I together have spent a great deal of time together in the last 2 days because he got his Christmas groom and he looks pretty good right now. My
He looks very good.
Might have gotten a little carried away on the face, but he can get through the door if I keep it this far open, but otherwise he barges through it, sends the door flying, and then I can hear everything from downstairs. So now he can just kind of slither through like the little snake he is. But he's going through coat change, which means that really super soft, silky, fluffy baby hair is mixed in with the mature, coarse stuff, and it just mats up like rabbit fur. It's just the worst. Oh, so he and I spent a lot of time together. Grooming, not super happy with each other.
Yes.
But anyway, it's done.
Okay.
It looks good now.
So
you were saying?
Back to grooming. I was grooming with a mirror that, shows you too much, magnifying mirror, and I noticed a gray hair on my eyebrows. And I didn't like that. So,
oh yeah, welcome to that, honey.
As I'm plucking it, because you can't have glasses on while you're plucking it, I plucked a hole in my eyebrows.
Yep. Been there.
And so now I have to make sure, I have to do which freaking right. So now I have to make sure when I get up in the morning, because I look like somebody took a razor and did it. So I'm going to probably have to go get my eyebrows done, because I don't think my eyebrows are going to grow back.
Probably not. Yeah, you can say that's from your time in the Bloods. It's just a scar, man. Just a scar.
It was from when I was in prison.
Yes, from when you were in prison.
But
that's why I got mine tattooed to fill in the hole.
I think I'm going to have to do that because like, honestly, and it's like, nobody should ever get a magnifying mirror that's 30 times. Because honest to God, like I've always been told I have nice skin. My mom had nice skin, and I think but you know what? Not up close.
Nope.
Up close, there's things. There's and little blackheads and whiteheads. Like when you get up close, it's like, oh my God, why does anyone even talk to me? I'm a monster.
It's the surface of the moon.
Oh my God.
It's so when we were in Hawaii, earlier this year, our last trip to the U.S., we had the same thing.
Wait, your last, as in we're never going again, not our last, and we haven't gone since. When you said our last trip, sounds like it's like you're not going again, are you?
Well, we're not going again for the foreseeable future.
Right. No, I mean, that's what I meant when you said it was like our last trip, because we got one upcoming.
No, we got nothing up.
Yeah, right. Okay. Just clarifying, because,
Yeah, no, that's good. I do not think they would. They gave me snake eye, not snake eyes, side eyes, whatever. The thing, stink eyes. That's what I'm looking for. Gave me stink eyes at the border crossing then. They will not be. They wouldn't let me in now. I would never be seen again.
Anyway, go back to what you were saying.
And our hotel had the same thing. And I've never had one of those before, right? And the first thing I did the morning, the first morning that we're there, I'm putting on a little bit of makeup, and I went, oh my God, I've been using the wrong colors all these times. No one told me. This is terrible. This is just,
It's awful.
I don't want to see
that to yourself.
Look like a clown.
No, you shouldn't, like, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then I'm looking, and it's like, look at my mustache, and I have freaking like I actually have blonde hair, so it's not like I have dark like. And then it was like, oh my god, like that, look at all the hairs growing out of places. Like it was no wonder I was in a funk for a freaking month. Like, why doesn't they should put a warning on it? Bad for your self-esteem.
Self-esteem, exactly. Oh yeah, Blondie. I mean, if you could, imagine what it's like to have dark hair, darker-ish hair. Yeah, and a lot of it. So it's not just there. That's not to get
I had black hairs in
here,
my mustache, man.
Huh?
I had black hairs in my mustache. Like, how come I don't have black hair anywhere, but I had it in my mustache? Okay, and I do have to say this, and it's mean, but speaking of which, so the Vanity Fair article that just came out about the chief of staff and the photos the guy did, which I freaking loved, and
excuse me. See any of them? You sent me the link. I couldn't see.
Oh, okay. I'll walk you through them later. But there's one of Marco Rubio, who's the Secretary of State.
Yeah.
And this guy does close-ups, and he says politicians are not celebrities. Like I'm not doing hair and makeup and stuff, right?
I just asked Ray to turn the volume downstairs because when I watch TV, I have it at level 10, and he had it at level 43.
That's like Paul. I swear they're deaf.
Yeah, well, and I know I'm losing my hearing. I know that, but I always have the subtitles on. Maybe I won't cut this out.
See, there you go.
There you go. See,
yes.
Who here watches TV with subtitles? Always. Anyway,
I can see in a different language because you could learn things. But I don't actually watch TV. I hear it while I'm doing other things.
Yeah, you don't watch TV. Yeah. I do not understand you.
But I don't it's not like I don't have it on.
Yeah.
I can't sit still and just watch it though. Like that.
Yeah.
He's back. Anyway, go back. I want to go back just for a second because it was funny. So the Vanity Fair article has this photographer, and he's a great photographer, and he does kind of realism portraits where it's shadow and light and all the things, but you get to see through. And like the ones of Obama are they're not pretty, but they're flattering because Obama has a good soul. That's what I say. Like, because a good photographer shows your soul, right?
Yeah.
Well, he did all these ones, and I mean, it's like they've got the chief of staff, and they've got her, but they've also got her beside a light switch, and behind her, the other side, there's a door, and you can see through it, and somebody's in another room on the phone in the dark, and like the symbolism there, right? So she's behind the chief of staff's back in the dark on the phone. This person, they get the chief spokesliar, right? The blonde that's always full of shit in the press room, right? Who just lies. I mean, she's a liar. Yeah. But he got her up close, and you can see where she's had lip filler. You can see the marks, right? And then he's got her standing somewhere by a chair, and I'll find them so we can put a link up. She's by a chair, and so Paul, who does a lot of the photo shoots when we do them, he was looking at it, but it was like, so there's a chair there, and there's an American flag kind of thingy on the back, and I think they put it there because people's hair and stuff, right? It gets greasy, and they touch it, whatever it is, which is kind of weird to use the flag for it. Yeah, yeah, right. It's weird to use the flag for that. But anyway, it's a bit rumpled, and you can see the bum print, and she's got like her clothes don't fit right, like it's too tight, and you see it, and it's like, and then behind her there's a vase just behind her head, so it's off-putting, right? Like it's like the whole setup, and so what her shows is chaos, right? And she is chaos, and so then they have Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, and there's a close-up of him, and he's got a big, long, dark hair going out the middle of his forehead. And you can see it. So people online are like, holy man, like, you ever heard of a tweezer? But like, I'll put a link up, but it's like, I think you should win a Pulitzer for these. First of all, the article is incredible. Like the chief of staff said a bunch of stuff she shouldn't have. And then she said, oh, it's all taken out of context. She didn't say it. She said it was taken out of context. But like this journalist had 11 long interviews with her over a year. And it's an incredible piece of work, but the photos, I mean, he should win a Pulitzer for it. Wow. It is, but the reality of it, when I was, and I mean, I had, attacked my eyebrows before all of that, but I didn't feel so bad about pulling out the gray. He's the Secretary of State, and the detail that he's got a freaking hair going out of the middle of his forehead, he couldn't get that. I don't know. Anyway, but
Oh, that is awesome.
it
I love
is it's just sort of why we need journalists.
Yes. Yep. It's exactly true. Truth tellers.
Truth tellers. That's exactly. So
Right?
speaking of truth tellers, I want to tell you a little story about our friend Tara Lori.
Ooh.
Because I've been, having challenges. She does her daily tarot readings, which
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll put a link to, and they've been resonating. I've been sending them to you. And then she had an exercise to do for the new moon, which was on
Yes.
Thursday.
Yes.
And so it's so funny because I did it, and today's Friday, right?
Mhm.
And I wrote it out and I did all the things. And even when I did it, I could feel this like heaviness, this burden lift as I'm doing it, right? Because it's about what you're leaving behind and what you're going to focus on.
Mhm.
And that's when you started getting 5 billion emails from me about, the podcast in January and
Right.
how we should do this and this. But then what you do is you take this and you fold it up and you put it under your pillow or in your pillowcase and you keep it. Or, you can put it in your night table drawer or do that kind of thing. But it's so funny what that exercise did for me. And I will get the link and people can play it because, the solstice is coming out. That would be good. That would be too soon. I think I'll link to it anyway, like in our social media. But you can do it, a new moon, a full moon or whatever.
Mhm.
It's just such a good exercise. You look at past, present, future. You look at what you want the future to be. And then you look at it practically. How do I move that forward?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
First of all, it's what do I want? And one of the questions she asked is, what are the beliefs that are holding me back?
Mm.
Right? And you have to dig for that. And
Yeah.
that's a really deep thing to look at. And one of the questions that I had to ask myself, which I think was really a big deal, is why does it always have to be comfortable for me to get what I want? Why can't I make other people uncomfortable?
Ooh.
Right? Which is really interesting because I'm definitely a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Right? And
Thank goodness, I love it.
but it makes me happy when other people are happy.
Mhm.
But you have to go deeper than that, right?
Yeah.
It also has to be, why is it, and it's like, why is it okay for me to think it's okay for me to compromise all the time so that everybody's happy? And it's like, because lots of times, and sort of not in your, for me, it's not in my immediate relationships because people go, oh no, I know you like this, we should do this, come on, right? Like that kind of thing. But in a bigger circle, it's always like, oh no, Jake doesn't like seafood, so we'll never go to a seafood house. You know what I mean? And it's like seafood houses have steak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like it's like one of those, and it's like, but it's all that stuff where it's always like, oh, but I know you don't like this, so I won't even suggest it.
Right.
Right. Like it was an interesting thing that kind of bubbled up for me, and it's and for the most part, I also believe that not every hill is worth dying on.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's like for somebody, if somebody's like, oh, I really want to go have a burger and I really wanted fish and chips, depends the level of how much I want fish and chips though. Like, right? You know what I mean? Because if it's like, oh, a burger sounds good, then I'm not going to go, no, I want fish and chips.
Yeah.
But the other side of it is, I don't know if somebody's ever said to me, what restaurant do you want to go to? And it's like, I want this one. Because it'd be more like, well, what do you want?
You always do that. You are really hard to pin down. Yeah.
But it's interesting. Like, it's just,
but you're also good at making suggestions, right? Like, so because you find stuff. So in terms of the going out to eat part of it, you'll say, hey, I just heard of this new restaurant. Do you want to go there? And usually my answer is, of course I do. Like, why are you asking?
Yeah, but I think that's it. But the other side of that is like, that's just it. You find stuff and it's like, hey, what do you think? But it's also, and I think women do it a lot, is we give away our power, right? And it's okay to say, I think it's perfectly fine to say, I really want Chinese food.
Yeah.
Right? Like Paul's not a big fan, but if I'm like, I really want Chinese food, he will absolutely go along and he'd rather have Thai food, right?
Okay.
But the other side of that, I really like Thai food too. So I have, if he's like, oh, I don't know what Chinese food, he'll be like, okay, we'll have Thai. Now, is that giving away power or is that accommodating your partner?
Right.
Like but it is like it became a whole thing of like, it doesn't always have to be a democracy.
Yeah. That's a really interesting interesting idea, because because I tend to be something of a people pleaser too.
Yeah.
I'm a bit more pulled back than you. I don't initiate as much as you do, but to me, I'm like, I would just way rather keep the peace.
Yeah.
Way rather have no conflict. So at some point I had to realize, you know what? I don't even know what I like anymore. I don't even know what I want anymore, because I'm so used to just making sure everyone else has the thing they like, the thing they want, and I'm just facilitating everything for everyone else. I had to figure out, what do I actually want? It doesn't mean that I have to get it, but that's one of the wisest things a therapist ever said to me. And this was way back. This is probably going back 30, 35 years. It's more important to know what you want than it is to get what you want. Because
That's
then
pretty
you can make a decision then, right? If you
then you can decide.
then
Right?
it's your agency, right? And that word that you use. So because I've been in the grooming room for, I don't know, friggin' 8 hours over the last 2 days, I've listened to a bunch of podcasts, and I listened to one called Recovering from Religion, which is, it's more of an academic podcast than the deconversion therapy, which I love, which is satire, making fun of religion. But this one was, the episodes I was watching, one of them listening to, one of them was discussing the idea of magical thinking and what happens to people when they leave a religious construct,
Right.
and they still do things like, oh, I mean, touch wood, or got to put on my lucky socks,
right?
Whatever. Like, we have these ideas instilled in us, indoctrinated in us from way back, that we can do things that will affect the outcome of something else, even though there's no rational reason.
Yeah,
because it makes no sense. We know that knocking on wood doesn't make any difference, but where it got interesting,
I think there's something to do with knocking on wood that I'm gonna look it up. Like, you ever met a football fan and they wear the same freaking shirt because their team won?
100%.
And it was like, that has no effect.
But this is where the discussion went, right? It was the idea of agency and knowledge, and not. And for many of us, when you're raised in this idea that there is a higher power that will take care of everything for you, and all you have to do is ask. Your go-to is, we're in a crash. Oh dear God, don't let us crash. Don't let us die. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We know that it doesn't make any difference. You're going to either crash or not crash. Like, it doesn't make any difference whether or not you pray.
You still have to hit the brakes.
You just have to hit or whatever, right?
But you know what I mean? Like, that's just it. Like that's a little bit like what I think what Tara Lord talks about. And the last time we did a full moon, burn your shit, right? She isn't like, here we're going to manifest, this by creating an vision board, and she does something else that I never remember what it's called, about, like, it's like, she said it's the anti-vision board stuff, but like when she did, like, anything that she put into the burn your shit, she put it into her cauldron. It wasn't like, okay, we're going to burn this and it's going to fly away. It's like, here are the things you got to do.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of where it's something clicked for me while I was listening to this podcast. It was the idea that even once you've let go of these things that are magical thinking, that's what religion is largely, is magical thinking. There's going to be things that you hold on to, or things that bring you comfort. And if you choose to wear your lucky socks to an interview, it might make you feel better, and thus make you
confident, right? Like the whole thing,
outgoing, right? Or something more personable to, and you get the job then. It's not because of the lucky socks.
No.
But it's because of how you felt, and you took charge of this thing, right? Yeah. And so even this idea, because as soon as I started listening to these guys, and these are largely atheists who are doing these talks, and I haven't quite brought myself to call myself an atheist yet, so I don't know about that. But I started thinking, like, wait, don't you start dissing tarot and astrology. Like, don't you diss my last remaining crutch in the world of magical thinking. I want to keep that. But that's, I think, where Lori does things so differently, because she's coming at it from, as far as I can tell, as just a layperson, a very psychological point of view, where this is what's always attracted me to it, is it will bring you to find more things out about yourself and what you can do to change your life to
That's
affect your life.
exactly, it's a tool, right? And that's what
The
she said
tool,
too,
yeah.
right? And it's funny because because I've Lori and my niece are besties, and so I've known Lori for a long time. And and first of all, she's a great writer, but she was a comms person, right? And that's what I would say to people: there's psychology and communications, because you have to understand that, right? Like
Mhm.
you have to understand how people take in information and do that. But she's taken it even further into human behavior, right? And how you get what you need and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And she's still like every day when I am listening to her, because it's like it's a life lesson, right?
Mhm.
She's like, here's what the card's telling you, but it's not like, you know, a home buyer is going to fall from the sky, Ruth. It's like, here are the things you can do to manage this process that you're in, right? Because
Mhm.
honestly, it's the market, and the market, like, you can do whatever you want unless you like want to, sell at a bargain basement price, right? Unless you get the right buyer, it doesn't work,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? It's like the buyer's got to be interested. It's
Mhm.
not, the price has to be reasonable for them. Like if you want to, drop your thing by $400,000, of course you're going to get a buyer, right? But who wants to do that?
Yeah.
Like, and that's just it. Like when she even, because I messaged her just to say how much the last burn your shit thing was helpful, and she was just like, write another letter to your house and let it go and burn it again, because maybe it's a process for you, but also it's not helping you holding on to, like, why isn't it selling,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And that's part of it. Like I think me and the Tipsy Flamingo and Casa Flamingo, I think we're good. However, it's good for me to let go again, instead of being like, is there something I'm holding on to? Like, what is it? What's
Mhm.
going on? It's just better. And honestly, writing it out. My mom used to say it all the time. She's like, if you're feeling something and you want to get it out and you don't want to talk to somebody, write it down and rip it up, right? If you never
So
want anyone to see it.
that's so smart, especially for those of us who are sort of. Uh, I'm probably going to say this wrong, but like visual, or we're word oriented, right?
Yeah.
So like for me, I am I need to either, mostly now I talk things out, but it used to be when I was younger, I would always write things out. That's how I sorted things out in my mind, and I don't do that much anymore. Probably because I have you, I have Ray, I've got, a few other people that I talk to, but it's there's still something missing with
Yeah.
the whole, like, the journaling. And I love that Lori, because I'm reading one of her books. I'm reading Big Deck Energy right now.
I'm glad you clarified that, Roxy.
I really worked on that. And she advises that a lot in there. It's like, pull a card and then just journal
Right.
what feelings that brings up in you. And there is something about that.
And,
So
and actually writing, though, because I have
yeah,
to say, for a
yeah,
while, like, and I mean, the love notes were a bit different because I wrote those like on my laptop, right? And I still got feelings, because it was never about my feelings, right? It was about
right,
what I saw. So that was different.
right.
But there was something about using your hands and actually writing it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like there's just, it's the way like I still even take notes, which I know is really old school, like in meetings and stuff. And lots of other people are just doing it on their laptop, and it's like my brain does better,
Oh yeah.
and I retain it, but I also feel it differently,
Yep. Me too.
right? Like it feels very one dimensional if I'm taking it there. Unless I'm like, again, I found a great deal of joy in writing the love notes about people, but it was about other people. It wasn't about what I was taking, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what how I was feeling. It was about I was the witness.
You were the observer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is like I have to write it out, and I haven't done it for a while. And when I did this last one that for the solstice, or for the new moon, it was like, oh, I need to do this more, and I haven't got to big deck energy, because now I'm stuck in burn your shit, because now I'm obsessed with ritual. But again, rituals
Mm-hmm.
they go into the magical thinking part of things, but the way she does it is she makes you do the homework,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you have this symbolic thing you do,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to do the homework either before or after, for some both,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It's a really interesting thing, because the more I learn about religion, the history of religion, humanity, what it is to be human, all these things, like religion evolved because we always want to explain our world. And there's things we don't understand. So every religion has an aspect of explaining something we don't understand, making sense, ascribing a set of behaviors that will make whatever this particular little system work better.
Yeah.
And I think they mostly start off benign. I think they mostly end up not benign. But the idea of, like, we do want to make sense. So now that we know, progress, technology, science, all that stuff, we have a lot of things explained. There's still a ton of stuff that we don't know.
Oh my God.
Right? It's like the more progress advances, the more we learn what we don't know. But so for me, using these tools to explain, to help make sense in a different way of the stuff that we already know. Like, we don't need to explain health science and, immunology and fire suppression and all these. We don't need to explain that anymore. We know how.
Given some of the reports I've worked on lately, maybe we do. But that's a whole other freaking discussion, right?
Okay, we need a sidebar on that one.
Yeah.
But the biggest mystery of all is always going to be human behavior and human thought and our own brains and how we react to the world around us. So anything that's a tool,
But that's just it. And if it helps you look inwards at why you're feeling something, right? Mm-hmm. Not just what are you feeling, but why, right? Because it's a little bit of I sort of think of cooking and it's like, so that didn't work. Okay, but why, right? So what combinations didn't come together the way you thought, or what was wrong with one of the ingredients, or what was the timing off, and being able to go into it. So not just like, I'm feeling shitty, and it's like, let's go see why. And that's not always comfortable.
It's, I wonder if that's one of those basic human things that kind of connected us. And maybe that's a thing that connects writers. Maybe it's I've not been a journalist, but that has always been a driving force for me. Like, every time I go to a doctor and they say, take this or do that, I'm like, well, why? Explain it to me. Yeah. And do not expect me to be compliant if you won't explain to me why. Because I need to know.
But that's just it. Right? Like, that's just like,
otherwise I'm just blindly following orders, and I've done that all my life. Don't want to do that anymore. So make it make sense to me.
That's exactly. And like, show me the data or the history or the science, whether that's human behavior science or whether it's like, because you got lead in your freaking veins, you got, there's your blood's made of butter. Right, like then I get it, but you know what? It's really funny because
my blood is made of butter, by the way.
My sister and I went to a grocery store today because she goes there all the time, and she was showing me all the secrets, and we were laughing about it because butter's her food, and yet she has perfect cholesterol.
That is so wrong.
It's really unfair, and we were laughing because I was saying I picked up in it, and because we buy Canadian, I won't buy U.S. stuff, and I picked up it's a Canadian. And they don't call it margarine, but it's like a non-dairy butter, right? Yeah. And it's made here in Canada. And she was like, why are you getting that? And I said, well, Paul thinks, that butter gives him high cholesterol, which it doesn't, because he has like one piece of toast in the morning, and that's the only time he has butter. You know what I mean? But anyway, so she's like, well, it does. And I started laughing because she's like, she puts butter on everything. Right. And it's just like, well, it doesn't for everybody. I mean, I look at butter and my cholesterol goes up.
Oh my God. I told you I think I told you my response when I went to my cardiologist after being on a statin for the first, I don't know if I've told our community, but because I have the familial hypercholesterolemia thing too. Yeah. Right? My diet is pretty decent, but my cholesterol is unreal, like crazy high for no particular reason. So he put me on a statin, and I took it. And I mean, my sister, my mom, my brother, all on statins. So I figured my time was coming. So 3 months later, 6 months later, whenever it was, I went back to him, did my blood work, and he says, wow, you've had this crazy response. Like, this is amazing. You've obviously made some huge lifestyle changes too. And I'm like, sure. Mm-hmm. I've made zero lifestyle. My lifestyle is my lifestyle. Like, it's.
Except I moved away, so maybe I was giving you high cholesterol.
I blame you. But like, my cholesterol is beautiful right now on a teeny tiny statin dose.
Right. See,
and
but like, to me, that's a miracle of modern science, right?
Totally,
Like, because a small
100%.
dose, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's a tiny
works,
dose.
and that's just it. But it is definitely this going back to Lori is like, but there you go, right? Like, because I did all the changes. I was working out. I wasn't eating the things. And life was boring, I have to say, because my cholesterol. And then I lost weight, and I don't know 100% because I've lost weight before, and my cholesterol still didn't go down. So I lost weight, and I think it's partly too because my eating habits changed because the Ozempic doesn't like some of the the things that cholesterol is, right? And so, but it was also like one of those things where it's like, so now my taste buds have changed.
Interesting.
Right?
Interesting. I wonder if that will change, like, when
Leaving.
over time, like if you're done with Ozempic, will that be a change that lasts permanently?
But that's just it. Like, it's an interesting thing because before, like, Paul would have something, maybe a little bit, too fatty or too rich or whatever, and he'd be like, "Oh, I don't feel good." And I was like, "Suck it up," right? Like, it never because like even now,
interesting.
A small thing of potato chips is enough for me. Whereas before, I could eat the whole bag.
Right.
Like, but it is really interesting, and lately, yogurt's my new best friend, which is kind of weird because I didn't not like I didn't dislike him, but I never went out of my way to get, like, I get it if we were away and you're in a hotel and then you can order yogurt and something. But it's a really interesting thing to see, and that's one of the things the doctor was saying. You're changing behaviors, and that means your taste buds change along with it, right?
Yeah, that is so cool. That is so cool, and it's almost like it's a reset back to normal of some kind, right?
No, and that's just it, because I do like, and also, like, if you're busy, it's easy to grab takeout, or it's easy to, it's like, if you're hosting, it's also easy. People like nobody wants you to cook from a no fat, no salt, no meat, no nothing. Like, if they're coming for dinner, you fall into this when you like to cook, because you go to a restaurant, the reason everything tastes good is they put butter on everything.
Butter and salt, man. Butter and salt.
Right? But that's just it, right? And so it's one of those where it's like the reset is nice, but it will be interesting because I'm still not a lot, but a little bit off my goal weight. But once I transition out, I will be honest and open about it. What happens then, right? Because I think I've changed it enough, but I don't know. I've never done this before.
Right. Oh, it's going to be so interesting.
Because I'm not staying on it forever, right? Like, the thing is, you can, but no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not. It's just I mean, I'm lucky because here with the hub we have benefits, right? But the other side is, first of all, it's expensive, right? And also, if you don't need to lose weight, then you should be able to figure out how to maintain it. I mean, I know I had troubles before, but I've made changes. And it's a thing, because I don't want to stay on it forever, because I also, I don't want to be afraid of a glass of eggnog either.
Yeah. Well, and it depends a bit too where you're starting from, right? Like, when you're starting from a healthy weight where you want to be, this is working for you. Yeah. It's way easier to make tiny changes,
right?
Oh, okay, like, I'm up a few pounds, maybe I'll change something here and go back. Yeah. Right. It's easier to keep that.
Yeah. No, and just to be vigilant. And I weigh myself every morning, and I mean, I watch it. It's like, it's just, and my body has always worked. I'm slow to lose, but then it goes, right? And so I fight with 3 pounds back and forth for about 3 weeks, and then it falls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, and they're always like, don't weigh yourself every day. And it's like, no, I need to be aware of where I am.
Yeah.
Right. But it's really interesting, but it's also a funny thing because not many people have mentioned weight loss to me. And I know you always say it's because I always, dress so you couldn't really tell. But the other side is,
dress really well.
It's, I dress in
people notice your great clothes. They don't notice what's under them necessarily.
But the other side is, it's also really interesting, because I think people are afraid to talk about it these days, because we're but also, like, is the person sick? Is it goes the whole back to body shaming?
Yeah.
Right. Like, there's a whole thing about it. And I do think, like, once I've been open about it, I've had a couple of friends reach out and go, so what about this? What about that? How do you talk to your
Mhm.
doctor? And I think it's a shame because so many people struggle with so much. I mean, there are health issues, there are self-esteem issues, there's
Yeah.
all the things, and it's such a shame that we couldn't be more open, so somebody could say, "Hey, I've noticed this. You know, can
Yeah.
you tell me what you're doing?"
I've been nailed on that count with complimenting someone on weight loss and then having someone tell me later, you can't do that. You can't do
Right,
that. You don't know why, that you don't know why, or like just because, like you can always tell someone they look great.
right. No, and I think that's it, right? Like,
Or
and maybe that's
or you
the
can
thing.
compliment their outfit or their hair
Yeah,
or their
yeah,
glasses or whatever.
yeah.
Like it's or my daughters are informing me that it's best if you don't refer to appearance at all.
Right,
And you just say how great it is to see you. It's so wonderful to be with you again, and it's so
right,
much fun to be with you, and
right,
all that stuff. Because whether it's plus or minus, and coming from the binary world, that I did
right.
in so many
That's
ways,
interesting.
right?
Yeah,
Fat is bad, thin is good.
right,
So if you say, "Oh, you look so good," well, you must be thin.
right,
Therefore, I'm making
right,
the you know
right.
decision here on what's good or bad. What
That's interesting.
who's why do I have the right to say you look good
Right,
because you're thin? You know what I
right.
mean? Like, so anyway,
Okay,
it,
here's a question then. Then
Mhm.
so, and this would be interesting maybe to have one or more than one of your daughters on if we could handle it. But so is it
If we
okay
can
to
handle
say
it, I
that
could not. Let me just
that color? But could is it like, oh my goodness, that color looks great on you?
right.
No, can you? Like like
Yeah,
and if you can't, I won't. But the other side of it is, it's like I love it when somebody says, oh my goodness, that's your color,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like not necessarily, oh my goodness, you know, you have the best cheekbones ever because that like I nobody takes any credit. You can't take credit for that. That's just a
Right,
random thing.
right.
But it's like, oh, that's like the perfect scarf, or oh, I love that
Mhm.
necklace. Like, can you say that?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
you need to ask and report back.
I will ask and report back. I'm going to make a note of that because I know exactly who to ask. And I think she would actually be I think she would actually be quite fun on our podcast. But yeah, because like there's nothing like young people to
Yeah,
remind
but
you of what the current thinking is and where things are at as far as what's changed.
right. No,
So
but
I
that's really important because I think us old dogs, because I'm 22 now, can learn new tricks. But the other thing is you never want to say something that you think is a good thing, but
yeah,
it puts somebody else, like, it makes them feel bad,
makes them
right? Or
uncomfortable. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I have a really clear memory of when I would have been in high school, I guess, remembering where we lived, and I think it was probably a comment my mom made after maybe I heard it. It was the neighbor ladies got together, and they always my memories of that was that it was always really important to talk about diet and losing weight. That was a common thing that was talked about, and it was always people would serve food and then, oh, I shouldn't eat this, but oh, it's so delicious, and
yeah,
so this whole back and forth thing. But one of the ladies made a comment about how they were talking about breast size, and it was like, oh, if I got breast cancer, I'd be so happy, and I'd hope it would happen in the other one too. And it was a joke about being flat chested. I get that,
right,
being flat chested, I totally
right,
get that, but also it was one of these like, wow, it, I don't know exactly
yeah,
why that one stayed with me, because
yeah,
something about that struck me really wrong or really
yeah.
tone deaf. Or I guess now I wonder, was there someone in that group? Because there would have been probably 5 or 6 ladies there who did have breast cancer and
Or
who would
or
find
or
that
they knew somebody.
exactly right. And we all make stupid jokes at times
Yeah,
that don't land well. I
yeah,
absolutely. So
yeah,
I hope I'm given clemency for the times I've done that. Um, but I think it was more that idea of not being like, there's a lot of times when we joke about things that are important to us, but we joke about it because we need to keep a layer of
Yeah.
of space between us and the true vulnerability that we
Yeah.
feel. So the idea that these women who are all struggling with self-image,
Yeah.
self-esteem, whatever, weight, breast size, all these things, couldn't be honest with each other.
Yeah.
Talk, or maybe, you know what? Talk about other things that have nothing to do with that, because that is actually so not important.
Yeah.
How
No, but
big
it
or
is.
small you are, how big your boobs you are. None of that matters.
No, but it is also interesting, like the humor around the things that are painful for us. Like if you ever spend time with um frontline workers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And freaking journalists who go to war, like
Yeah.
people like if you watched MASH, right? Like back in the day, like the people that live in those things, like, and I think there's a psychological thing you have to do, right? Like the dark humor.
Yeah.
But the other side of that is like, what pain did that woman have around the size of her breasts? That she, you know what I mean? You know, like it's an interesting thing, and it's funny because I have to say, even at this moment, like I have these running jokes in my head, like about because I'm larger chested, right? And these running jokes, and as I'm hearing them, it's like, holy crap! Like we all think like this because in our world, that's the thing, right? You know what I mean? And good for sort of these next generations who are like, no, right? And good for them for calling us out because I want to learn, right? Yeah. I mean, it is, but it is an interesting thing because I can feel the like funny lines running in the back of my head, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, there's nothing like a younger
generation. It's not that funny anymore.
No, not so funny anymore, right? But yeah,
the younger generation but it's good. I think to me, you know, again, not having kids, it's like I think it's good that they are confident enough, which tells me that, you know, that they grow up feeling confident to call you out on it, but also that they feel righteous to do it, right? Like it's that's a real, because we all need to speak up more, and it kind of, you know, it sort of goes back to the whole thing. It's like if you sit there and you let someone say something bad, right? Whether it's racist or it's sexist or it's humor that hurts, right? It's like, well, then to me, you're complicit.
Yeah.
Right. And we can't be like, we have to be vigilant because we've seen what's crawled out from under the rocks by allowing it.
Wow. Have we ever? Yeah.
But yes. Okay. We're coming up to an hour there, sweet cheek.
I was going to say, this feels like a natural sort of ending place here.
So let's end it with the creatures from the rocks. But yes,
so under the rocks and the spawn who will come back to hold a mirror up to our flaws.
Except it better not be a magnified mirror, man, because that's not good.
Nope, we don't need to. No one needs to see that.
Okay, so what are you grateful for, Roxanne?
Oh my gosh, I actually was thinking about this earlier, and because I'm like, we're gonna podcast. Ruth's gonna ask me. I need to have an answer ready. Still don't have an answer ready.
Okay.
Although I will say I am grateful for the lovely post office lady who brings.
Oh, Trish.
Yeah, well, it's Trish. Trish is fabulous, but then there's also the blonde lady who comes.
Oh, who delivers?
Deliveries. Yeah, yes. She brings the deliveries. I don't know what her name is, but she brought my one of my wine deliveries.
Oh wow,
she did. Yeah,
you have to go get it.
I didn't have to go get it. I know she had a little tag ready in case I didn't answer the door. But one of them, that was the Crown Thieves. This one that I love. And then the other one came by ATS, which is something, but their subtitle is healthcare.
It's subtitle.
It's hilarious. I love it.
And they deliver wine.
They deliver wine. I'm like, yes, that is correct. This is healthcare, whatever you call it. So we just had this brief little conversation while I signed my name on her little device that I got the wine. And she was just super friendly.
They're so nice.
Yeah, she's just so, yeah.
When we put this up, we should tag Trish on Facebook.
That's a good idea.
And Trish is amazing. Like it's silly enough to say, but she was one of the reasons where it was like, a little moment of, oh, Trish won't be my post office person anymore because she brings in cookies,
I know she
right?
brings in cookies. She brings in cake.
Oh
She
my God.
So when I was last year, when I was releasing my whatever 3 books that I did last year, I would bring them in, to my
Yeah.
readers that were doing advanced reader copies or whatever, and at one point she asked me, or she would say, oh, these are books. Who are you giving books away to? And I told her, and she's like, I have a library outside my door. Would you be able to provide some books for my library? And I'm like, yes. How many would you
Oh,
like?
that's awesome.
When can I bring them? How quickly can I bring them?
So nice, eh?
So she is
Yeah,
super lovely.
she is awesome, and she is so patient and so kind, and
Mhm.
yeah, like, but and the woman who delivers, and I'll have to ask her. I'll message and we'll get her name, but
Mm.
like always like friendly, and
Yeah.
it's just that's a very good grateful.
And I will say at this time of year, my memories of, because my dad worked for the postal,
Right,
he was a letter carrier for 25
right.
years. And so this time of year, when I was a kid, he would always come home with his, I don't know, 25 chocolate things that people would give him, like as
That's
tips
so
for
sweet.
it was quite lovely, right? So I have a big appreciation for the Canada Post at this time of year. And so
No kidding. They have a.
what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful that after we finish this, we're going to have dinner by Zoom together.
Yep.
That's one. I'm also grateful. So our friend Nan, right, who posted this morning. So I put up a picture today because we're weird and we don't have a real Christmas tree, right? I have a big like life size horse, right?
Oh, your horse picture, yes.
And I
yes.
decorated him like he's got a Santa hat on and all the things. And I say he because he is anatomically correct. So
Oh, he sure is.
Yep. Yeah. But I put that up, and she just wrote a nice note saying that she was, posting me with her coffee and how much she appreciates the two of us, right? Which was a really lovely thing early in the morning, given that it's kind of been a crap little bit lately, and it was just such a lovely, kind thing to do.
Yeah. Nan is lovely.
She is.
That's a really good grateful.
And she's a resistance warrior. Like she's
She
out there
is.
fighting the crap. So that's really good.
Yeah, she sure is.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we want more of, Roxanne?
Oh, we want more happy hours, and thank goodness this is going to extend for us a little bit. What do we want less of, Ruth?
We want less bullshit.
Less bullshit.
Yes,
Absolutely.
a lot less bullshit.
Yep.
And all levels of everywhere.
All levels of everywhere.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us again, you guys.
Yep. Thank you for being here. So we are going to start asking you questions on Facebook about what you want us to do differently with the podcast because I'm obsessed with it and we're blaming Tara Lori and Roxanne said yes, so now she's in trouble. Right?
I say yes, and then it gets me in trouble always. Yep.
Yes. Yep. Well, there you go. See?
There we go.
So yes. So okay, everybody have a good weekend.
Have a good week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.